I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to diversify a little bit here this evening. I have a little thing that I have to do, first of all, make it official. Bill, we're going to swear him in as village clerk tonight. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And will faithfully discharge the duties of village clerk.
And will faithfully discharge the duties of village clerk.
Congratulations, village clerk.
Thank you.
It's official. Now you can take the minutes. Open the meeting to the public at this time. Anybody wishing to address the board at this time may do so.
I'm Bruce Siegwin. I'm chairman of the truck committee for the fire department. You have a change order, but I understand it doesn't need to be voted on or anything. But since you all have it, you might have some questions, so that's why I'm here. Any questions?
Any questions from the board on this change order?
We're going to bring it up a little later, but we could act on it now to me.
Good.
I'll just simply make a motion that we adopt the changes with the understanding that there's no increased cost to the fire department or village.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Huckrow, seconded by trustee Menard. Any discussion? There are no discussion. All those in favor vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried.
It's a good looking job.
You should be aware that there will be another change order coming probably within the next month.
No cost?
No, none of these will cost the village anymore. It's just things we've discovered as the truck is being discussed, minor things, signal lights, bumpers, things like that.
Anybody else wish to address the board? If not, you'll have a chance at the end of the meeting. Close this part of the meeting. Minutes of the regular meeting of January 21st. You all have copies. Is there any additions or deletions?
Move we accept the minutes.
Second.
Moved by trustee Huckrow, seconded by trustee Menard. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Bills.
No additions or deletions.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by trustee Menard, seconded by trustee Huckrow to pay the bills. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Correspondence.
We received a letter dated January 31st from the Department of State addressed to Beverly Bayshard Village Clerk. Subject, Village of Rouses Point, Local Law Number 1, 2003, filed 12403. To whom it may concern, the above referenced material was received and filed by this office as indicated, which approved our local law for the residency of the clerk, treasurer, and their deputies. The second letter we have kind of goes hand in hand with that. It's dated January 24th. Mayor and village trustees, dear board members, please be advised that I am resigning my position as village clerk effective immediately upon approval of local law number 1 of the year 2003 by the Secretary of State. I have enjoyed my many years of working for the village of Rouses Point, and I wish for the village's continued growth and success. Sincerely, Beverly Bayshard. Next piece of correspondence we have is a thank you card from John and Tony Quain. It was addressed to the board and trustees. We wish to thank all those who helped us with the problems we had stemming from the sewer break at 12 Pine Street during the Pine Street water line construction. Special thanks to the Department of Public Works, Bob Sterling, Cliff Ashline, Doug Barris, and Eric, the administration, and the board. Thanks, John and Tony Quinn. The next piece of correspondence we have came in, excuse me, from Specialist Cartier from the 96th Regiment Corps of Cadets, New York National Guard Counter-Drug Task Force. Basically what this is, they're saying the New York National Guard is introducing the 96th Regiment Corps of Cadets free youth program. This program is offered to youth, both male and female, ages 10 to 17. This offers cadets an opportunity to remain drug and crime-free by their involvement in a structured environment. The program provides drug avoidance strategies, leadership skills, life skills, integrity, responsibility, and physical fitness during our weekly year-round meetings every Wednesday evening from 6 to 9. The regiment is located in Morrisonville Armory, and it will begin in February 2003. Although the Corps of Cadets is new to Morrisonville, regiments are located in 20 neighborhoods around the state. And they are looking for community leaders to attend their meeting on February 6th at 10 o'clock to support this free youth program coming to the Plattsburgh area. Next piece of correspondence was addressed to Beverly Bayshard from the Department of Civil Service. Dear Ms. Bayshard, this is in response to your request you submitted to employ Cole Harno under Section 211 of the Retirement Social Security Law. The waiver request has been processed for consideration by the State Civil Service Commission and will be acted on at its meeting on February the 11th, 2003. The village and the retiree will be notified of the State Commission's determination following the meeting. And that was signed by Christine Marshall, Municipal Service Division. And the next thing we have, it was a late addition correspondence that came in this afternoon. It was from Time Warner Cable, dated January 29th to the Honorable George Rivers, and it was also addressed to Stafford, Tremblay, Owens and Curtin, Mr. Thomas Murnane Esquire, regarding the Village of Rouses Point cable television franchise. Dear Mayor Rivers, as you are aware, we continue to have two remaining issues with the cable television franchise renewal agreement. With regard to the arbitration clause, our position is that the federal rules of civil procedure are preferable to the arbitration clause, and they state two reasons which are fairly lengthy. The only other open issue remains is the performance bond provision, and we agreed to maintain the performance bond provisions. At this point, and in an effort to conclude these negotiations, we would like to renew our offer to concede the performance bond provision should the village agree to allow the federal rules of civil procedure control any court procedure that would take place. Obviously, we all hope that we would never be in a position to concern ourselves with such matters. I hope you will reconsider the proposal that I made, as well as recognize the investment Time Warner has and will be making in the community. We are not going anywhere, so the arbitration issue should not be a substantial concern to the village. And it's sincerely yours, Henry J. Pearl, Vice President of Customer Operations.
Let's see what Tom has to say about that.
Yes, he has a copy, so I'm expecting to hear from him.
That's it?
That's it.
Reports of mayor and the board of trustees. My first item on the agenda is a pleasurable one, and that we were awarded this week a 100-year certificate award from the American Public Power Association for 100 years of public service and producing power for the village. So this will hang in a boardroom here sometime.
Put a big smile on your face. One more. Don't you ready to be glad.
There is a press release of this that will be sent to all the local trust people, all the countrymen and everything else. Okay, I have, next item is announcement. There will be a special meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point on Saturday, February 8th at 9 a.m. and again Thursday, February 27th at 4 p.m. at the Village Complex. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the tentative budget for the fiscal year 2003-2004. And that is being sent for press. And that is it for me. Trustee Menard.
I have nothing this evening.
Oh, thank you, Trustee Menard. Trustee Huckrow.
I'm sure you'll make up for it.
First, item is, I'm going to make a motion that we accept the contract between Green Mountain Amusements and the Village of Rouses Point for the carnival for the 4th of July. Green Mountain Amusements is a very basic carnival, 4 or 5 rides and a couple of concessions, including a 4 or 5 item food booth, so something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway. And they are not able to be with us on Friday, 4th of July, but they will be with us on Saturday and Sunday, the 5th and 6th. So that's a motion.
I'll second that.
Motion made by trustee Huckrow, seconded by trustee Jefferson. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried.
I'd like to request an executive session to discuss public works personnel.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Huckrow, seconded by trustee Menard. Roll call vote, trustee Menard.
Aye.
Trustee Huckrow. Trustee Jefferson.
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye.
I'd like to request an executive session to discuss village supervisory personnel.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Huckrow, seconded by trustee Menard. Roll call vote, trustee Menard.
Aye.
Trustee Huckrow. Trustee Jefferson.
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye.
And the only other item I have tonight is an update on water project. Doug?
Yep. On the new water storage tank project, there's really nothing to report except that the design engineer, John Carr, spoke with the mayor earlier today and indicated that the contracts are moving forward, still waiting for some final touches on approval so that we can go to bid as he had previously recommended to us. On the existing water storage tank, the leaks, we've continued our investigation of those. We've completed some non-destructive testing last week, and at this time, the cracks seem to be stable. We did not see them propagating, and we'll continue to monitor them. And we're also working with a structural firm to try and get additional documentation to follow up on your recommendation, Trustee Jefferson, regarding insurance. The village administrator looked into insurance companies, and so we're working with him to try and see if we might qualify for some insurance money to help us with the repair or other work on that tank. Any questions?
Thank you, Doug.
While we talked about the water tank, we do have color charts available in Phil's office, and I welcome suggestions. We do have some thoughts about what we'd like to see for colors on the tank. If you take a look at them and come back at the, I guess we've got to let them know pretty soon, huh? And also on the lettering. Doug?
Yes, sir. That reminds me, on Thursday, I'm going to have set up upstairs in the village office one of the charts with the letters, and also we'll have the distances measured out so that the trustees can come up and see what the letters would look like from the bridge, and also what it looked like from Hayford Road. So that will help you with your decision whether you go with a single line or a double line. We'll have that set up Thursday for you.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, trustee Huckrow. Trustee Jefferson.
Yes, a couple things tonight. Doug, did you want to talk on the sewer first, or?
On the sewer, really, all there is at this point is similar to what I said about the water. The mayor spoke with John Carr, and those additional contracts are waiting for final regulatory approval for bidding. That's the word from the design engineer's office, and everything else is quiet on the sewer project.
That's DEC, Corps of Engineers, and Office of General Service, State of New York. You gotta get them people to move some up.
Well, Maple Street's pretty well tore up, and I noticed when I'm walking in the village that people seem to think that because it's tore up, you can go faster than slower. You can't go 50 miles an hour on Maple Street. I mean, it's tore up, it's in bad shape, so stay off it as much as you can and reduce your speed, because it's only making the potholes worse. Okay, I got another thing here tonight. I don't agree with that, but originally we were fined by the state of New York. They put us in for a fine of $20,000, and we mitigated it down to $1,000. I mean, the state of New York chose to fine us. I mean, you're going after the people of the state of New York, and I don't agree with it, but I guess $1,000 is better than $20,000. So what I have to do with tonight is I'd like to make a motion that in order to pay the $1,000 penalty to the state of New York and be done with it.
anybody has any questions.
I just had a question, sir. There was a letter sent by the mayor to the DEC requesting further forgiveness of that 1,000 in light of the state of the project we're in. Had we received the correspondence back from the DEC that I didn't see yet? That said, forget it?
We have a letter.
That's in response to your letter, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Enough said, I guess.
Pretty plain, wasn't
Worth a
it?
try.
Yeah. Motion made by trustee Jefferson, second by trustee Huckrow. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Okay, I just
Motion
have
carried.
a couple other things to talk about tonight. I'd again like to remind the village residents to continue to spend money locally. Well, the more money you spend in town helps produce jobs and expand the local tax base. And looks like Save a Lot is doing quite well in the village. And they took a chance and they invested a large amount of money in the village. So, let's continue to show that it was a very wise business decision on their part to come to Rouses Point. And again, Wyeth, they're talking about layoffs, and I don't know if it's just vicious rumors going around, but it's very important that people support Wyeth. And when you can buy Wyeth products, it keeps jobs in the village. And the more jobs we have, the more people paying taxes. It's just better for everybody. You go down and spend money in Plattsburgh. The people in Plattsburgh aren't doing anything here for the village of Rouses Point. So as much money as you can spend in the village, the better off you are. And just the last thing I want to say is that when we lost our grocery store, it had a tremendous negative impact on the village. And if we allow the elementary school to move to Champlain, I believe it will hurt our village for years to come. So please, again, we've talked about this. A lot of people have asked me why I feel so strongly against the elementary school moving. And it really bothered me when the village lost its store. So I'd ask everyone in the village that has young children concerned about the education process to please step up and let your feelings be known to the school board and keep the elementary school in Rouses Point where it belongs. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, trustee Jefferson. Bill?
In follow-up to our last meeting where I was asked to contact the insurance company, I have contacted the Chauvin Agency Incorporated, who were the agent for us, who were covering our policy in April of 2002. And if by some chance the crack in the tank is attributed down the road through structural analysis to the earthquake, they have been put on notice, and Mr. Chauvin has notified the company itself. The only other thing from my perspective is employee assistance service training. I'll be attending that on the 12th and 21st of February, and that's about all I have.
Thank you. Bill? Arsen?
I just want the board to be made aware that between now and our next meeting, we have 2 bond anticipation notes that have come up for renewal. Our first one is due on February 11th. The principal is due on that at $700,000. That's for your work project sewer plant. We budgeted $100,000 to pay for on that principal, so we'll be making a $100,000 payment plus the interest, and I'll have to go out with a renewal for $600,000 in that one. And our other one is on the storm sewer project. Our principal payment is $100,000. We budgeted a $25,000 payment on that, and so I'll be going out for renewal of $75,000. That one's due on February 14th.
Thank you. Doug?
Well said.
Walt?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. From time to time, the State Health Department holds inspections of EMS services, ambulances. Last time they did it in
Rouses Point, I believe, in 1997. They give us rather a short lead time when they tell us that we're going to have an inspection. And I would like to publicly thank tonight Rescue Captain George Cookman, Lieutenant Lou Filio, for the tremendous amount of work that they did in preparing for the inspection and for coordinating the efforts of other members and village employees who got the various records together to be ready. And I'm happy to announce that we passed the inspection with flying colors and we continue to be certified for advanced life support.
Great. Thanks, Larry. Open meeting to the public at this time. No one wants to address the meeting at this time. We are for a motion for recess. You got it. Second. Motion by trustee Huckrow, seconded by trustee Menard. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Carried. We're in recess for about 2 to 3 minutes.